Without being prompted or questioned in any way, the whistleblower seemed to have something red hot on his chest, something that he wanted to get out into the open straight away. Within a few minutes of commencing this unprecedented interview, the man made an allegation, an accusation that, if true, would almost certainly land Stericycle in a position of being in violation of Utah state, federal, and even international law. Take a listen.
Okay, we're here on EnviroNews Utah this evening with an ex-employee of the Stericycle medical waste incineration facility in North Salt Lake City, Utah. And I want to say thank you to you for joining us.
You're welcome.
And what can you tell us about your employment there? What was your position or your tasks that you took care of? And
my position started as unloading the trucks. And that lasted for about a week. And then I went to actually loading the belt that goes into the incinerator to burn everything. And the way they had us do it, we'd get like BTO ones or some of the cases they had. They had us throw like 3 or 4 on the scale and just scan one of them. And each thing has a tag where who generated what hospital it came from, where it came from. Each box has its own tag.
you say they'd only have you scan one of
They
them?
only have to scan one barcode for 3 containers.
And what was the reasoning behind that?
Some are radioactive, like the chemotherapy type stuff, and so we put that on the scale, but we scan the one that's not radioactive, not the chemo. So they burn it, and everyone knows it's kind of dangerous to burn that kind of stuff.
And so what kind of radiation detecting equipment do they have over there?
I can't remember the name of the thing they had, but it's actually detect radiation, but it worked when it wanted to.
What does that mean?
It's actually detected it. It's lucky if it's actually working right. Like, all their equipment's pretty much ran down there. They like to Mickey Mouse things together to try to save money from actually putting repairs on everything. Like when they opened the bypass valve the other day. Well, actually it was probably about, I think it was February when they did it. It's probably something they did wrong, something was malfunctioning there, instead of trying to fix it right, they just opened that one instead. Like they do a lot of half-ass stuff.
And so when these bags come in and they're offloaded, are they scanning every single bag
No.
to test it for radioactive materials, or
No.
just a small fraction, or do they just hand select
Well,
some? Or
I can't remember what the exact tool's name is that they use to detect radioactivity. But
the Geiger counter?
that's it. It's not, there's a scale right here where that we put everything on to get the weights. And it goes across and it's supposed to work, but it worked only half the time.
And then so what happens if some radiation is detected in any of the bags? What would they do?
Some of them they put on another truck like so everything looked like they were doing everything right. But probably about half of it got put on the truck, the other half got burned.
So they would knowingly send radioactive bags
Yes.
right through the incinerator.
Yes.
And was that being ordered by plant managers, or how was that
By our
determined?
supervisor.
By the supervisor. So there's
When
literally
I
someone.
first started, I thought I was doing everything the right way. I didn't know. I just first started working in an incinerator. So I was just doing my job, and what I was getting paid to do.
And so essentially a supervisor just kind of stands there and on a bag by bag basis.
She wasn't even in the plant after she told us what to do. So she's just trying to leave and go do her own thing.
Upon his own admission, our own executive editor was so absolutely flabbergasted by the radioactive revelations bestowed by the man that Yuri questioned him again regarding his accusations of Stericycle's deliberate burning of radioactive waste, which, as we mentioned, is illegal according to state, federal, and even international law.
That's something we had to look at to see if there's any way it could be chemo stuff. Because I tried to do the chemo stuff, I tried to throw it off to the side.
Is that because it's going to be tested further, or because it could be radioactive?
It could be radioactive and everything. They're supposed to be put in certain containers, but they weren't. They could be the Stericycle switching them out, or it could be the hospitals not doing their job properly. So.
But you've definitely, seen supervisors order the incineration of bags that were known and tested to be
Yes.
radioactive. And was it known by employees of the facility that is a direct violation of their Title V air pollution permit?
The time when I was working there, no, I didn't know that part, but there had to be someone that knew it. But they didn't tell me any parts of like what the violations could be or anything. They just told, this is your job, do it. So.
Upon examination of Stericycle's Division of Solid and Hazardous Waste Title V air pollution permit, one will find that front and center on page 1 is the blatant exclusion from their permit of radioactive materials. On September 7, 2012, in an EnviroNews Utah article, the point was made for the first time in the media that Stericycle was inevitably burning radioactive elements on nearly a daily basis. Because frankly, we all have at least a few radionuclides inside. That's right, you and I, and virtually everyone on the planet for that matter, all have to varying degrees deadly radioactive isotopes in our bodies. From huffing on and eating Chernobyl and Fukushima to bomb testing fallout and nuclear experiments to multiple other nuclear accidents, including America's massive Rocketdyne meltdown, we are all at least slightly radioactive. A point that was hammered home by Dr. Brian Mensch of the Utah Physicians for a Healthy Environment 1 week after the release of the EnviroNews article at a press conference on Utah's Capitol Hill. Take a listen.
There's a high likelihood that some of the human and animal tissues that are incinerated at this facility may also be releasing radioactive elements, because all of us have radioactive elements in our bodies. Virtually anything that's in our bodies is going to be emitted up Stericycle's smokestack.
Radiation, being elemental in nature, cannot be destroyed by burning, only vaporized more finely and spread for hundreds, if not thousands of miles via the air. Once a radionuclide, always a radionuclide. Until it decays, of course, a process that for many isotopes such as uranium and plutonium take millions, if not billions of years. Utah, in particular, has its own name, downwinders, for people affected by the testing of nuclear bombs in Nevada. People that had suffered the effects of radiation poisoning and elevated cancer rates because of radioactive particles that did not respect state borders. Now radiation rears its ugly head again in the form of medical waste disposal and the inability of Stericycle and the places where it gets its waste from to eliminate the radioactive materials from the burn process.